What's going on, guys? So this is going to be a little bit different of a review slash out the box reaction sort of thing, because I just picked up the NECA foot soldiers from the Ninja Turtles line. Now, of course, they're reselling virtually everything they used to sell in a 2-pack, or individually in 2-packs now. So you could get Raph, Casey, mind you, that's a new thing. You could get the Turtles paired up in different things, and presumably down the line you'll be able to get a Shredder and a Splinter paired up as well. Just making an assumption. So I found this at a local Walmart today. The same Walmart I have repeatedly found the NECA 2-packs. So that particular Walmart is definitely undershopped. Now, I did put it out there for anybody this morning who wanted another one or wanted one, because there were 2 of them. I wasn't going to leave it at it. One, I've needed another Foot Ninja because I wanted 4. Now I have 5. That feels weird, but then again, that's 4 Turtles plus Casey. So I'm going to justify it that way. What's really awesome about this, they come with both weapon sets. Comes with the blades and the melee weapons. I just needed the melee weapons initially. Like, there's computer making noise over here. It's like when the computer wakes up. So the cool thing is, you know, it's just the movie packaging, but there's a very, very important thing, and it's this right here. It says includes weapons rack. As you guys know, I went by pictures to design and build my own weapons rack because I had no way to get it, because the weapons rack was initially part of the SDCC set with Splinter, Shredder, and Foot Clan members. So I'm gonna just be honest and say the main reason I picked this up was I wanted the weapons rack. So that's what this review is really gonna turn into. Now, unlike normal outdoor... Okay, so here's what's funny. All this is contained under here. Oh, I thought that's what they did. That's pretty cool. Okay, so just peering under there. So, the foot soldiers themselves don't look any different, though they're definitely organized in an interesting manner in the box. So, there's nothing new we're going to learn about any of the stuff regarding the Foot Clan specifically. So what this video is seeing how close I got with my weapons rack. Because when you have to build your own equipment because they don't do it, it gets a little interesting. Now, what I'm trying to figure out here does not appear to be a double clamshell. So presumably, here we go. So all of the weapons are in their own individual tray. That's pretty cool. Now, here's the dumb thing. This is 4 Foot Ninjas worth of weapons, and you only get 2. So half of it is just going on the weapons rack. Oh, that's cool. Oh, they actually built it. Oh. So there's a tiny bit of assembly. Oh, that's so funny. There's even damage to it, as though it's a badly put together thing. Okay, so they look. I just didn't. You're not gonna be able to see. There it is. They put in nail holes. I did that. Except theirs are a little deeper. Okay, so the main thing I wanted to point out on theirs, just right off the bat. Oh my god, there's sanding marks to make it look like wood. Holy shit. Like, it looks like they took sandpaper to the edges of this to make wood grain. Oh, except for their finish is not as good as mine. That is crazy. Like, understand, this is my first time ever seeing one of these. I'm gonna get closer video, I will. This is my first time ever seeing this actual piece. Now, the one thing that is different is the way that theirs is assembled. It looks like they may have used tabs and slots to assemble it, where mine had to be glued effectively. Now, mine, I kept the A-frame straight all the way down. With theirs, they actually sanded it flat. So that's going to be a main design difference. So their cross pieces here, the cross braces, are vertical. Mine are like this. And then they sanded, if you can see this, they sanded the front section down. That was the one thing I could not tell from the pictures how they did that, because it looked like they just turned the whole thing down, and I was trying to figure that out. Never occurred to me that all they did was just cut it straight. So that's going to be the main difference. But that is hilarious to see that they did what I did to get the wood grain. It looks like they just took some rough sandpaper for the vertical thingies and then cut it this way. So, oh, it's funny though, because theirs feels heavier because it's solid plastic, unlike mine, which is laminated plastic. And it looks like my spacing is a little bit wider. Okay, so like I said, this is going to be the main comparison here. Now, just so you guys know, I'm skipping a ton of other reviews I've already got started to do this for, because I was so excited about this. The only thing I wish I had done, now that I'm looking at it, and it's something I can still do, I can still add better nail holes. Now that I have that super tiny drill, I could just do that. I just did it with the tip of a... What did I do it with? I did it with something super pointy, but didn't go this deep. Now I want to. Also, I'm going to be comparing it to my 2.0 weapons rack that has the added side bits. So ignore that part. But construction-wise and otherwise than that, and size-wise, is what we're going to be looking at in comparison here. So this, to me, this is super exciting to me, because I designed and built mine off of a picture to this and scaled it according to Shredder standing next or near this in the picture, and then using my building skills to get here. Mine might be, I think mine might even be the right dimensions, like for the wood. It looks like it. I mean, mine might be a hair thicker. It might be. But this is, I know what I said. Also, I added a little bit of a brushed effect to make mine look more like wood, like slightly damaged wood. So I'm gonna look at this. This is really freaking cool. So I'm gonna get the set up, so to speak. I might pull the black background down just so we can see this better. So let's do it. Alright guys, so this is of course the NECA weapons rack, and upon closer inspection it does not come with enough weapons for everybody, so to speak, because it only comes with a single sword, but it comes with two sais, one of each nunchuck, and one tonfa. I don't know what's going on with that. It's like, I'm fairly certain it came with enough weapons for everybody, but then again, I had two sets of bladed weapons, so that would explain why I might think that it is incorrect. Now, I have not set them up side by side, but I can already visibly see differences between the two weapons rack. And I was going to put down the white background, but it's okay. I'm just going to leave this about as good as it can get. I'm fairly certain. Yep. Okay. So on the left here is the SHOKY rack. On the right is the NECA. So this is, from best I can see, is just a little bit too wide and a hair short. But the funny thing is, the dimensions are essentially the same to be like 1x3 construction. And like, it's a little crazy how close I got from pictures. I even got the angle pretty well good. Now mind you, this is 2.0. 1.0 I think was a little bit clearer, a little bit cleaner, if I'm honest. And you see there's a little bit more lean back on mine, at least just the way it is. There were issues, but that's okay. I will say I will always prefer mine because of the side pegs and stuff like that. Also the fact, and yes, there is some dust involved here, not just dry brushing, but I did the dry brush damaging and stuff like that. But let's see here with the things. I should probably take it apart, huh? Or take the weapons off and such, right? Maybe that would make more sense. So let's take the weapons off, because that's not really what we're looking at. Funny thing is, the irregularity of these boards, actually, they're not perfectly square cut, so to speak. They're all a bit of a rhombus. So that's cool. This is one of those times where I sort of wish I'd held on to my original, but of course that's with unboxing art now. But now, I could technically replicate it. Like, I know how to make the lumber, and now that I have the exact dimensions, I could actually just make more of them if I wanted to. And sell them for $50. Because that's what this one is technically worth. So you can see they're relatively close in height. Relatively, like, I mean, that's within margin of somebody building a different one, you know? And then my estimation for the boards is almost perfect. Like, I mean, like, those two are near as makes no difference. The same width, you know, they're just differential in boards. Now, these are a bit longer than the NECA ones, you can see. But dimensionally, they're essentially the same. There's just a little thickness there, you know, difference between a true 2x4 and a not true 2x4. I do feel like my first one was a bit closer, if I'm honest. Though good to know that I do have those a little bit too long, although I kind of like the idea of them being a little bit longer. The upright boards are a little skinny. Like, you can just see that they're closer to, like, here, yeah, they're a little skinny. So the dimensions on this one are a little bit skinnier than they should be, with the exception of the actual width of the rack. So that's quite funny that I managed that. But yeah, like, the idea that the only thing I'm really got slightly lacking, so if I needed to, I could cut these free, make it vertical, and just shiv down the front straight, and it would basically be this. You know, also a difference in painting, you know, a difference in finish. This is a much more true matte finish. This one is slightly shinier. Though the fact they have the wood grain on there is actually still pretty funny. But like I said, I need to take my tiny drill bit and do that. I'm trying to figure out, it looks like there's tiny screws. I'm gonna be honest, it looks like there's very tiny. So what they did there, it looks like they had something circular with a Phillips head tip on it, and they punched it into the plastic. Well, I mean, odds are they're molded that way, but that's interesting to see that. But if I had, or I take my tiny drill bit and just, you know, make the holes a little bit deeper and then hit them with a little more black paint, that would be cool. I mean, even the backside, you know, the way that's designed, except that theirs went all the way to the top, mine didn't. So that's going to be off by a little bit. The angle is surprisingly similar, even though it doesn't go all the way to the top. That's really, really cool. I'm going to say it. I'm just impressed. Of course, I added like the knot, the big knot hole there, and then the Foot Clan logo up there. That just made sense to me. Then I feel like it's a little crooked. This one is almost too perfect, if you know what I mean, considering. But I like what's going on. So I gotta wonder, what if I put like all the melee weapons on one? So I take some bow staffs, stuff like that. Or let's see here, because these are made to hold the size and nunchucks. So yeah, these are the nunchuck posts, so to speak, like that. And then I can put one over here. And then I have all the size in the world. I've got like way too many size. And I get that this is not part of the original movie design, which is why it doesn't have these, but this is just an innovation that makes sense, you know? Okay, so I could put... At this point, I wonder if I could just fit all these weapons onto a single rack and just get rid of the other one. That'd be funny. That's not what I'm going to do, but it would be funny. The only thing that I never made a concession for was the tonfas, because I have them being used. I never considered that. So that's an interesting addition that I did not make. Okay, hold on. Let's make that flat. The sword can be flat. Make the axe handle flat. Yes, I'm just playing with my toys at this point. So I have three axes now. That's funny. I'm trying to remember. Do I have one of my guys with another axe? So let's take sword. Put it over here. So that way I got 3 axes on that one. And then now I've got a spare sai. So, because I think I have one guy just holding one. That's why I have a spare. So, you know, you can just hook it. But like I said, what am I supposed to do with this guy? I guess that number, I guess, is how those are supposed to be stored. I realize I'm looking at a whole lot of black on a black background. But essentially, you know, there's 2 weapon racks. So, like, that's really freaking cool. And you know what? I really do want to put the sword over here. So let's put the spiky thing up top. I do feel like the swords would have a different way to hold them. Something with, like, you know, a couple prongs sticking out so they can just dangle instead of lay flat. But that's just me. Maybe that's not really what they would do. But that's cool. This is worth the price of admission. Not to mention the fact that I got 2 new ninjas. Alright, so there we got the 2 foot boys out there playing with some weapons. Of course, he's either pulling an axe or setting it back down, and this guy's trying to figure out how to get the sai in his belt, which is probably problematic. So, it is what it is. I guess I got to figure out what to do with the tonfa now, because that is an extra one. But as it goes, this set is really cool. I mean, the original 2 ninjas with the thing. Like I said, I'm super excited to have an official NECA stand, or rack, I should say, to go alongside mine. I kind of dig the dimensions of mine, not gonna lie, though now I know that they shave down the front edge, the leading edge down there. It does seem to make a little bit more sense to me. So it is what it is. Now if we can get some crates, I know that was like a little just cardboard thing, but still, you know, it would be cool to get a couple boxes and barrels and stuff like that. Then again, I could probably pick those up online, but I think it'd be fun just to build out the thing. But I like the idea that he's looking over. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? So but guys, let me know what you think down below now that you've seen the comparison between the SHOKY version and the actual NECA version. Did I do a good job? And which one would you prefer to have, the one with the extra storage, or, you know, the official that just looks kind of cool that you can buy in stores, sort of? Yes, tough choice. One that I have to build for you, or one that you can just go buy. Though it would be cool, and maybe I can modify this one just a little bit, drill out a couple holes and add some styrene pegs for extra weapon storage. But you know, it is what it is. I added more nail holes to mine, but I like the screw hole effect there. So, but it is a very, very cool set, and now I could have a really cool diorama of nothing but foot soldiers if I want, and maybe even have like just a Foot Clan headquarters thing going on with Shredder and whatnot. I almost said Splinter. So I don't know how my Turtles diorama is going to go in the future, but I'm sure it'll be something along those lines. But I will talk to you guys later. Do the like, subscribe thing. Go watch the rest of the NECA Ninja Turtle reviews if you have not seen them. Go watch the how-to on the weapons rack if you want to see how I actually made that. And now that I know the actual dimensions, I can see, you know, about making more that are exactly to the scale of the NECA one. But I'll see you guys later. Remember, as always, keep on nerding.